What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me going over the brand new Ragnarok Godlike Festival Thor, and actually going over her best gear set before she releases on the global version of the game. Now, I'm recording this video pretty much like early morning on Monday to let you guys know the best gear set to run on this character before she releases on global later tonight. Now, I wanted to make this video to explain that because I feel like this is a very important topic, specifically with Thor. Because of the fact that she's usable in a lot of content in the game, guys. And so I wanted to go over all the content in the game and specific content where you might want to run one specific set versus another, and we're going to talk about the best overall gear set you want to make for her, just in general content and overall in the game. Alright, guys, so for Thor here, she is a character that does really well in terms of dealing damage, and also is a really strong character across all content in the game. Now, with that being said, because she's a DPS character, the main set that I think a lot of you guys will probably go with, and I think the one that, you know, I think is the best to go with overall, is gonna be the attack crit damage set. Now, the reason why I decided to make attack crit damage for my Thor here is because I'm mainly using this character in the PvE side of the game. Now, when we're talking PvE for this character, what specifically am I using her for? I'm mainly going to be using her for the floor 4 of the bird, and then maybe speedrunning other demonic beast battles, as she is able to hit past damage caps if need be, because of the way her passive works and how she's able to, you know, deal extra, you know, damage based on, you know, the accumulated amount. So yeah, the attack crit damage set, guys, is going to be really good in PvE content because you're trying to build off the fact that Thor is a DPS character, and so you want to get as much DPS as possible. So you run 4 set attack, and then we run 2 set critical damage for the 20% critical damage boost and the 20% attack boost as well. Now, in terms of the rolls on the gear, guys, we're actually going to be rocking HP percent on the bottom pieces right here, and I would actually try and go for around 90%ish, give or take, on the main stat. Because this is actually going to be very important, guys. If you don't know, the main stat is rerollable, so you are able to reroll this if need be, and I would actually set it to around this range, because specifically for a belt, because you do want to have as much HP as possible on this character as well, because part of her passive is that if she takes a certain amount of accumulated damage, that actually does you know, count towards, you know, her dealing the more damage when she gets her like big Thor buff, the God of Thunder buff, right? So definitely rolling a main stat here to get as much HP as possible is going to be another thing you want to do as well. And then for the rolls on the actual gear itself, we did just go with HP percent rolls. Across like 99% of units in Grand Cross, guys, you're always going to be running HP percent, you know, in all the basic stat rolls pretty much, because most characters are just, the way they work in Grand Cross specifically, are not like crit chance, crit damage, for the best stats that they get. In Grand Cross, attack, defense, and HP gives you the most amount of combat class, which in turn allows you to go first or do better in content in general. And so yeah, that's exactly why we are rocking HP rolls right there. Now with the rune, it's the exact same thing. So, you know, give or take around 90+% on the main stat, and then the rolls here are going to be HP percent as well. Now, moving on to the defense pieces here, guys, this is going to be the 2 sets. So this is where you want to run your critical damage pieces, or your defense pieces if you were making like an HP set, let's say. But for the middle pieces right here, we are actually running 2 set critical damage, and then in terms of the rolls here, we are rocking full defense rolls, as I mentioned. So attack, defense, and HP are always going to be your, you know, substat rolls for like 99% of units in Grand Cross, as I mentioned, guys. So, you know, right here it's in Japanese, but this is defense percent, so you want to get as much defense percent as you can across the board. And then the main stat here, again, around a 90% or higher main stat. Right here we do have a max main stat you know, necklace right there. And then moving on to the earrings here, guys, we actually do have around 90% on this as well. And then we do also have defense rolls on this. Give or take around like 14% or higher, guys, I think is a solid amount. As long as you're able to get to that range, I think you'll be good. But defense isn't really as important as your HP and attack rolls. So if you had to prioritize your anvils in something, I would definitely focus them on your bottom pieces and your top pieces. And then these pieces you could just roll for defense in general, and it doesn't have to be, you know, like 14% or anything like that. As long as you're getting defense in general, it will still, you know, provide for her more basic stats, and in turn make this character a lot stronger in the game. Now, moving on to the top pieces here, guys, we have the bracelet, and we also have the ring right there. Now, in terms of the actual rolls on this, again, as I mentioned, the basic stats are what we're going to do. So we have attack percent rolls on this. The base stat as well is going to be around 90% or higher. We actually are at 98% for this piece. And then, yeah, I mean, every roll is going to be attack. and you do want to get as much attack as possible on this, guys. So I definitely recommend like 14.5 or higher, right? Give or take. You want to be around that range where you can almost be at that 15%, because Thor's going to need as much attack as she's able to get, because she's a damage dealing character and she needs to be able to deal that. So yeah, in terms of the rolls here, definitely attack percent. The main stat can be around 90% on the roll right there. But you definitely want to make sure that both these pieces are rolled for attack percent and have really high base stats as well. Alright guys, so this mainly covers a PvE set for Thor, and the main reason I actually made it was for PvE. But let's say you're someone that plays PvP, what gear set do you want to make for Thor for a gear PvP setting? In gear PvP, I could actually see the argument for HP defense, guys, and the main reason I could actually see that being the case is because in PvP, you're running a lot of, you know, very high CC unknown characters now in the game. You're running Thor, you're running Sobnuk, you're running Hell with Relic, or you're running Vittoria. So the team actually does have inherently high CC now. And Thor herself, because she's the UR Festival, she's able to get to around, like, I think it's like 77k with a fully maxed out Thor. Obviously, on my free-to-play account, you're not going to see 77k, but it is doable, you know, if you are someone that is investing in the unknown team like that. So I would actually recommend for geared PvP specifically that you do go with an HP defense set. And if you were going to make the HP defense set, it would be in the same manner as the attack crit set, where you have your 2 set in the middle, which is going to be defense, and then you have your HP pieces on the top and the bottom, and the exact same rules as I mentioned for the attack crit damage set, guys, would apply to this HP defense set as well. Now for my main use for this gear set, guys, I would probably only use this in gear PvP and maybe Heroes Arena. But in general though, I actually do think that just having an attack crit set for Thor will probably be best case scenario, because you can actually run this on all PvE content in the game, which is great because that allows you to get, you know, a ton of DPS out of this character for content you're using her for. Now in PvP, for me, I'm not really playing geared PvP like that. So do I even need to make a gear set for, you know, a character for geared PvP? Probably not. Right, and so because of that, I actually decided to only go with an attack crit set, because I'm not really worried about geared PvP with the unknown team specifically, and I'm actually only focusing unknown team for ungeared, as I've pulled for Sobnuk already, and I now have Thor, so I'm only really running the team for ungeared, and I'm not really focusing on that geared PvP side of the game, guys. So that's exactly why I went with this attack crit damage set, and I actually do think that this will be the most viable set for this character if you're talking general in the game. So yeah, if I had to recommend one set of gear that you guys should make for Thor, guys, I would definitely go with an attack crit set. It covers a lot of your bases. It goes for PvP if you're in like lower tiers in geared, but mainly in the PvE side of the game is where you're going to benefit a lot. And I think Thor specifically is mainly a, well, not even mainly a PvE unit, but she is literally tailor-made for the floor 4 of the bird, and also just a very strong character in general because she's able to hit past initial damage cap. So I think for that, I would definitely make an attack crit set. And if you're someone like me that is running this character in ungeared, then you don't have to worry about a gear set for this character because you're already running her in ungeared PvP, and it's not like you need, you know, gear for ungeared. It's literally ungeared. So yeah, that's pretty much my main recommendation for gear for Thor, guys. I do recommend the attack crit set, and actually would definitely make it if you are planning on attempting the floor 4 of the bird. This is a very difficult content in the game, guys, if you're wondering, and you definitely would want to have an attack crit set on this character so that you're able to deal enough damage on those phases where you need damage from Thor specifically, and you're definitely going to need that. So yeah, would definitely make the attack crit set for this floor of the bird if you're attempting it, and then just in general for PvE content across all the other demonic beasts, I would actually do it as well. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What gear set are you going to be making for your Thor before she releases on the global version of the game? That's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out, and have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.